Day 47. Numbers 20-22. Numbers chapter 20. The death of Mary, the sister of Moses. The people murmur for want of water. God giveth it them from the rock. The death of Aaron. And the children of Israel, and all the multitude came into the desert of Sin in the first month, and the people abode in caves. And Mary died there, and was buried in the same place. And the people, wanting water, came together against Moses and Aaron, and making a sedition, they said, with God, we had perished among our brethren before the Lord. Why have you brought out the church of the Lord into the wilderness, that both we and our cattle should die? Why have you made us come up out of Egypt, and have brought us into this wretched place which cannot be sowed, nor bring forth figs, nor vines, nor pomegranates? Neither is there any water to drink. And Moses and Aaron, leaving the multitude, went into the tabernacle of the covenant, and fell flat upon the ground, and cried to the Lord, and said, O Lord God, hear the cry of this people, and open to them thy treasure, a fountain of living water, that being satisfied they may cease to murmur. And the glory of the Lord appeared over them. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Take the rod, and assemble the people together, thou and Aaron thy brother, and speak to the rock before them, and it shall yield waters. And when thou hast brought forth water out of the rock, all the multitude and their cattle shall drink. Moses therefore took the rod, which was before the Lord, as he had commanded him, and having gathered together the multitude before the rock, he said to them, Hear, ye rebellious and incredulous, can we bring you forth water out of this rock? And when Moses bade lifted up his hand, and struck the rock twice with the rod, there came forth water in great abundance, so that the people and their cattle drank the rock. This rock was a figure of Christ, and the water that issued out from the rock, of his precious blood, the source of all that good. And the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, Because you have not believed me to sanctify me before the children of Israel, you shall not bring these people into the land, which I will give them. You have not believed the central. The fault of Moses and Aaron on this occasion was a certain diffidence and weakness of faith, not doubting of God's power over Ashdai, but apprehending the unworthiness of that rebellious and incredulous people, and therefore speaking with some ambiguity. This is the water of contradiction, where the children of Israel strove with words against the Lord, and he was sanctified in them. The water of contradiction, where strife. Hebrew Meribah. In the meantime Moses sent messengers from Case to the king of Edom to say, Thus saith thy brother Israel, Thou knowest all the labor that hath come upon us, in what manner our fathers went down into Egypt, and there we dwelt a long time, and the Egyptians afflicted us and our fathers. And how we cried to the Lord, and he heard us, and sent an angel, who hath brought us out of Egypt. Lo, we are now in the city of Case, which is in the uttermost of thy borders, and we beseech thee that we may have leave to pass through thy country. We will not go through the fields, nor through the vineyards. We will not drink the waters of thy wells, but we will go by the common highway, neither turning aside to the right hand, nor to the left, till we are past thy borders. And Edom answered them, Thou shalt not pass by me. If thou dost, I will come out against thee. And the children of Israel said, We will go by the beaten way, and if we and our cattle drink of thy waters, we will give thee what is just. There shall be no difficulty in the prize. Only let us pass speedily. But he answered, Thou shalt not pass. Only immediately he came forth to meet them with an infinite multitude, in a strong hand, neither would he condescend to the desire to grant them passage through his borders. Wherefore Israel turned another way from him. And when they had removed the camp from Cage, they came to Mount Hor, which is in the borders of the land of Edom, where the Lord spoke to Moses, Let Aaron, saith he, go to his people, for he shall not go into the land which I have given the children of Israel, because he was incredulous to my words at the waters of contradiction. Take Aaron and his son with him, and bring him up into Mount Hor, and when thou hast stripped the father of his vesture, thou shalt feather with Eleazar his son. Aaron shall be gathered to his people, and die there. Moses did as the Lord had commanded, and they went up into Mount Hor before all the multitude. And when he had stripped Aaron of his vestments, he vested Eleazar his son with him. And Aaron being dead in the top of the mountain, he came down with Eleazar. And all the multitude, seeing that Aaron was dead, mourned for them that at ease for the fountains. The Numbers chapter 21. King Herod is overcome. The people murmur and are punished with fiery serpents. They are healed by the prison serpent. They conquer the king Sihon and Nab. And when King Herod the Canaanite, who dwelt towards the south, had heard this, to wit, that Israel was come by the way of the spies, he fought against them, and overcoming them carried off their spoils. But Israel, binding himself by vow to the Lord, said, If thou wilt deliver this people into my hand, I will utterly destroy their cities. And the Lord heard the prayers of Israel, and delivered up the Canaanite, and they cut them off and destroyed their cities. And they called the name of the place Hormah, that is to say, anathema. Anathema, that is, a thing devoted to utter destruction. And they marched from Mount Hor by the way that leads to the Red Sea to compass the land of Edom. And the people began to be weary of their journey and labor, and speaking against God and Moses, they said, Why didst thou bring us out of Egypt to die in the wilderness? There is no bread, nor have we any waters. Our soul now loatheth this very light food. Very like food. So they called the heavenly manna, thus wallings loathe the things of heaven, for which they have no relish. Wherefore the Lord sent among the people fiery serpents, which bit them and killed many of them. Fiery serpents. They are so called, because they that were bitten by them were burnt with a violent heat. Upon which they came to Moses, and said, We have sinned, because we have spoken against the Lord and thee, pray that he may take away these serpents from us. And Moses prayed for the people. And the Lord said to him, Make a brazen serpent, and set it up for a sign. Whosoever being struck shall look on it shall live. Moses therefore made a brazen serpent, and set it up for a sign, which when they that were bitten looked upon, they were healed. A brazen serpent. This was a figure of Christ crucified, and of the efficacy of a lively faith in him against the bites of the hellish serpent. John 3:14. And the children of Israel setting forwards kept in Naboth, and departing thence they pitched their tents in Chebarim and the wilderness that faced Moab toward the east. And removing from thence, they came to the Torah Tarrant, which they left and encamped over against Arnon, which is in the desert, and standeth out on the borders of the Amorite. For Arnon is the border of Moab, dividing the Moabites and the Amorites. Wherefore it is said in the book of the wars of the Lord, As he did in the Red Sea, so will he do in the streams of Arnon. Numbers chapter 22. Balak, king of Moab, sendeth twice for Balaam to curse Israel. In his way Balaam is rebuked by an angel. And they went forward and encamped in the plains of Moab, over against where Jericho is situate beyond the Jordan. And Balak the son of Sepher, seeing all that Israel had done to the Amorites, and that the Moabites were in great fear of him, and were not able to sustain his assault, he said to the elders of Midian, So will this people destroy all that dwell at borders of the oxen want to eat the grass to the very roots. Now he was at that time king in Moab. He sent therefore messengers to Balaam the son of Beor, soothsayer, who dwelt by the river of the land of the children of Ammon, to call him, and to say, Behold, a people is come out of Egypt, that hath covered the face of the earth, sitting over against me. Come therefore, and curse this people, because it is my due than I, if by any means I may beat them and drive them out of my land. For I know that he whom thou shalt bless is blessed, and he whom thou shalt curse is cursed. And the ancients of Moab, and the elders of Midian, went with the price of the nation in their hands. And with Eucumth Balaam, and he told him all the words of Balak. He answered, Tarry here this night, and I will answer whatsoever the Lord shall say to me. And while they stayed with Balaam, God came and said to him, What mean these men that are with thee? He answered, Balak the son of Sepher king of the Moabites hath sent to me, saying, Behold, a people that is come out of Egypt hath covered the face of the land. Come and curse them, if by any means I may fight with them and drive them away. And God said to Balaam, Thou shalt not go with them, nor shalt thou curse the people, because that is blessed. And he rose in the morning, and said to the princes, Go unto your country, because thou forbid me to come with them. The princes returning said to Balak, Balaam would not come with us. Then he sent many more, and more noble than he had sent before, who, when they were come to Balaam, said, Thus saith Balak the son of Sepher, Delay not to come to me, for I am ready to honor thee, and will give thee whatsoever thou wilt. Come and curse his people. Balaam answered, If Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot alter the word of the Lord my God, to speak either more or less. I pray you to stay here this night also, that I may know what the Lord will answer me once more. To stay, his desiring them to stay after he had been fully informed already that it was not God's will he should go, came from the inclination he had to gratify Balak for the sake of worldly gain. And this perverse disposition God punished by permitting him to go, though not to curse the people as he would willingly have done, and suffering him to fall still deeper and deeper into sin, till he came at last to give it abominable counsel against the people of God, which ended in his own destruction. Suicide a thing it is to indulge a passion for money. God therefore came to Balaam in the night, and said to him, If these men be come to call thee, arise and go with them, yet so that thou do what I shall command thee. Balaam arose in the morning, and saddling his ass went with them. And God was angry. And an angel of the Lord stood in the way against Balaam. He sat on the ass, and had 2 servants with him. The ass, seeing the angel standing in the way with a drawn sword, turned herself out of the way and went into the field. And when Balaam beat her, and had made to bring her again to the way, the angel stood in a narrow place between two walls, wherewith the vineyards were enclosed. And the ass, seeing him, thrust herself close to the wall, and bruised the foot of the rider. But he beat her again, and nevertheless the angel, going unto a narrow place, where there was no way to turn aside either to the right hand or to the left, stood to meet him. And when the ass saw the angel standing, she fell under the feet of the rider, who being angry beat his eyes more vehemently with a staff. And the Lord opened the mouth of the ass, and she said, What have I done to thee? Why strikest thou me? Lo, now this third time. Open the mouth of that. The angel moved the tongue of the ass to utter these speeches, to rebuke by the mouth of a brute beast the brutal fury and folly of Balaam. Balaam answered, Because thou hast deserved it, and hast served me ill, I would have a sword that I might kill thee. The ass said, I am not of thy beast, on which thou hast been always accustomed to ride until this present day. Tell me if I ever did the like thing to thee. But he said, Never. Forthwith the Lord opened the eyes of Balaam, and he saw the angel standing in the way with a drawn sword, and he worshipped him, falling flat on the ground. And the angel said to him, Why beatest thou thy ass these 3 times? I am come to withstand thee, because thy way is perverse, and contrary to me, perverse. Because thy inclinations are wicked in being willing for the sake of gain to curse the people of whom I am the guardian. And unless the ass had turned out of the way, giving place to me who stood against thee, I had slain thee, and she should have lived. Balaam said, I had sinned, not knowing that thou didst stand against me, and now if it displease thee I will return. The angel said, Go with these men, and see thou speak no other thing than what I shall command thee. He went therefore with the princes. And when Balak heard it, he came forth to meet him in a town of the Merbites that is situate in the uttermost borders of Aram. And he said to Balaam, I sent messengers to call thee. Why didst thou not come immediately to me? Was it because I am not able to reward thy coming? He answered him, Lo, here I am. Shall I have power to speak any other thing but that which God shall put in my mouth? So they went on together, and came into a city that was in the uttermost borders of his kingdom. And when Balak had killed oxen and sheep, he sent presents to Balaam, and to the princes that were with him. And when morning was come, he brought him to the high places of Baal, and he beheld the uttermost part of the people.